Lambda, new COVID variant found in 29 countries, designated variant of interest by WHO. All you need to know. According to the latest WHO weekly bulletin, the Lambda variant was initially detected in Peru in August 2020 and has since been reported in 29 nations around the world, mostly in Latin America, including Argentina and Chile. Amid global efforts currently directed towards dealing with Delta COVID-19 variant, the World Health Organization has designated another variant labeled as Lambda as a variant of interest. So while this may sound alarming, variants of interest are tracked by health organizations, however, have yet to be proven to pose a serious hazard to public health. WHO's weekly bulletin mentioned that the Lambda variant was initially detected in Peru in August 2020 and has since been reported in 29 nations around the world, mostly in Latin America, including Argentina and Chile. On June 14, 2021, a variant assigned to Pango lineage C37 GISAID clade GR/452Q next strain clade 20D was designated as a global variant of interest and assigned by the WHO label Lambda. The WHO bulletin read, of all coronavirus cases reported in Peru till April this year, 81% of them are the Lambda variant, WHO said, adding that 32% of the submitted sequences in the last 60 days in Chile are also of the variant. The global health body said that the Lambda variant has been monitored as an alert for an extended period, and upon more information, an updated assessment is now considered as meeting the VOI working definition based upon evidence of continued emergence and suspected phenotype implications. Lambda has been associated with the substantive rates of community transmission in multiple countries, with rising prevalence over time concurrent with increased COVID-19 incidence, the WHO said. The earliest sequence samples were reported from Peru in August 2020. As of 15 June 2021, over 1730K sequences have been uploaded to GISAID from 29 countries, territories, areas in 5 WHO regions, the bulletin read. WHO said Lambda variant's elevated prevalence has been noted particularly in South America, in countries such as Chile, 31% overall prevalence among submitted sequences. 7 since first detected in this location to date. Peru 9% and Ecuador 8% and Argentina 3%. Peru has reported that 81% of COVID-19 cases sequenced since April 2021 were associated with Lambda, WHO said, adding that Argentina reported increasingly prevalence of Lambda since the third week of February 2021, and that between April 2 and May 19, the variant accounted for 37% of COVID-19 cases sequenced. WHO added that the prevalence of Lambda variant has increased over time in Chile, accounting for 32% of sequenced cases reported in the last 60 days, co-circulating at similar rates to variant German 33% but outcompeting variant Alpha 4% over the same period. WHO said the Lambda variant carries a number of mutations with suspected phenotype implications such as potential increased transmissibility or possible increased resistance to neutralizing antibodies. It is characterized by mutations in the spike protein including G75B, T76I, Del24, 247/253, L452Q, F490S, D614G and T859N, WHO said. The WHO bulletin, however, also added that there is current limited evidence on the full extent of impact associated with these genomic changes, noting that further robust studies into the phenotypic impacts are needed to better understand the impact of countermeasure and to control the spread. Further studies are also required to validate the continued effectiveness of vaccine, it said. Thank you.